You guys must have paid attention to the fact that Cuba went complete blackout. How the heck that happened? Well, you have to understand, complete blackout grid collapse simply means there is no more inertia in the grid. And without inertia, generators cannot start and sync up. So you have to actually spend a lot of energy, megawatts of energy just to get a thermal power plant going, then sync the generator with some other one and do that one by one for every generator, and then only you'll have some supply. Now, this is very hard to do, and not to mention the grid infrastructure is so decapitated that at this point in time, good luck. So questions has to be asked, how the heck this became? Like, how the heck it is this bad in this modern economy? Well, you have to understand that they had made a love with Soviet Union, aka communism, meaning Soviet Union gave them a lot of resources, including good large-scale thermal power plant. But because it was Soviet Union, they made sure it was designed for Soviet crude. Nothing bad with that, but again, they never gave the competency, intelligence, and actual capability of repairing it, maintaining it, or building more of it. So that created a dependency. And as Soviet Union collapsed, things went downhill. And again, the same thing repeated this time with Russia, Venezuela, China, Iran. And this always come back to the same thing. They were always dependent on bad friends that kept them dependent rather than independent. And people were asking, like, why the heck you are not going all in into solar and wind? And be mindful, you do not have the luxury of this or that. You do not have demand because you do not have supply, stable supply. So at that point in time, solar and wind is absolute necessity. And again, prices were coming down. And to give you a context, they are only talking about 2 to 3,000 megawatts. To give you a context, that is multiple farms in India that single-handedly produce more power than that, solar farms. And there are wind farms that are like, bro, we do that 24 into 7 into 365. That's not even an issue anymore. So why the heck they did not do that? But that's the whole point. Dictatorships rarely pay attention to these things, and it's always easy to convince yourself that imported good is far more desirable than actual painful independence. So this is a very important lesson for India, where we have to learn that we relying on cheap import may give you short-term GDP growth, but that gives your country's remote control to someone else, meaning Trump can decide what you eat or what you can't eat simply because LPG prices are controlled by him. So this is a very important lesson for all of us. Painful independence is far more desirable than subservience.